The message arrived at 11:47 p.m. Girls' night ran late. I'll crash at Mia's. My sister's name felt like a password meant to calm me. The house was awake in small ways. The refrigerator breathing, the hallway light buzzing. Our bedroom door was open, spilling a thin strip of darkness onto the floor. I checked the guest room. My sister's suitcase was gone. An hour earlier, it had been there. Pink zipper, torn handle. I opened our bedroom. 2 glasses waited on the nightstand. One carried my wife's lipstick. The other carried a fingerprint that wasn't mine. The window was open. Winter slipped in with her perfume, jasmine and something sharp. Another message. She's already asleep. I stood still, not because I was scared, because fear requires hope, and hope had started to die. In the mirror, my face did not move. My mouth had learned silence. My eyes had learned to count. I closed the door and began inventory. They had been teaching me a language I didn't know I was learning. Her schedule changed first. Thursdays became yoga. Fridays became girls' night. My sister visited more, laughed louder, stayed longer. They shared looks that skipped over me like thrown stones. I told myself stories, family closeness, stress relief. I believed them because belief is cheaper than truth. But the bed kept talking. Sheets changed twice a week. Pillows switched sides. A hair tie appeared under the lamp. Conversation stopped when I entered rooms. At dinner, my sister mentioned a song I had played in the car. My wife finished the lyric. They froze on the same word. I said, "Nice harmony." My wife's laugh arrived late. That night she slept facing the wall. I counted her breaths. I felt the lie stretched tight across my chest. Not pain, tension. Something was happening in my house that no longer belonged to me. I mapped their world without stepping into it. Phone records, a shared playlist created after midnight, hotel reward points she never used with me. My sister's car appearing in a parking garage near our street on nights she claimed to be out of town. I stayed calm. I kissed my wife's cheek. I asked about yoga. I offered tea. Inside, I filed evidence. The joint account blinked at me from the banking app. Our emergency fund, the one we promised never to touch alone. Transfers appeared. Small, frequent. Rent payments to an address I didn't know. Furniture purchases for a place I had never seen. I copied everything. Then the email arrived from the court, a violation notice. My sister had a restraining order against an ex. Someone had been with her at the protected address. The report included a security photo, my wife's coat, my sister's hand. I didn't feel anger. I felt alignment, pieces locking together. I waited. Truth walks better when it walks in by itself. They came home together on a Saturday afternoon. I sat at the table with 3 envelopes. They saw them and stopped, the way people stop when water turns dark beneath their feet. "Sit," I said. They did. I slid the first envelope forward. Bank statements, highlighted. The second, phone logs, time braided with time. The third, the court notice and the photo. My sister's mouth opened and closed. My wife reached for her. I watched their hands. "How long?" I asked, already knowing. Silence tried to become a story. "It just," my wife started. I placed the photo between them, the moment they forgot cameras existed. My sister cried. My wife stared at me like the room had tilted. "You used my house," I said, "my bed, and my money." The words were clean. "It was love," my sister whispered. I nodded. "So is gravity." I followed the sequence I had prepared. First, I moved the money back, every transfer reversed. The joint account locked with a new password. Second, I sent the evidence to the court liaison, not for revenge, for accuracy. A violation is a fact whether it hurts or not. Third, I placed separation papers in front of my wife. "Read," I said. Her hands shook. My sister reached for her. "Don't," I told my sister. "You've already crossed your line." Blue light stitched the windows. A car door closed outside. They had come for the violation. My sister stood too fast. My wife tried to speak. The officer asked her name. Handcuffs are quiet. They do not argue. My sister looked at me as metal closed around her wrists. Not rage, not apology, calculation. I gave her nothing. My wife collapsed into a chair. "I can explain," she said. "I know," I answered. "That's the problem."